Okay, so let's get started. It's 11:06 a.m. on the 14th of April. It is Tuesday today. So what I'm doing at this 11 o'clock sessions, as I've been telling you for the past couple of sessions already, is every day at 11, every Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. I'll be going through a currency analysis. Yesterday was Aussie and Kiwi, where we did the analysis in the longer term for investors and in the shorter term for traders as well. Today we'll be looking at the Euro US, and the Euro Pound. Tomorrow we'll be looking at the Pound US Dollar and also anything related to that. Then we'll be looking on Thursday the Yen and the Gold, as well. I always call it the reserve currency, reserve commodity day. On Friday, we'll be looking at CAD and oil. So a lot of recent developments in oil as well, in oil prices, in oil agreements. So on Friday, it's going to be quite interesting, where we look at how CAD and oil impacts everything and put it all together for you. Okay, the purpose of this video is really, this webinar, you're all there. It's really to give you the information to help you, especially in these times, project and help you prepare on how to manage your cash flow, manage your investments, give you the longer term view, and also if you are trading, guide you on a day-to-day basis on how I see the market, what I plan for the market, what I'm planning to do for myself in terms of the market, and then also how I intend to trade during this session on a daily basis. So I'm giving a bit of insight of how I do my analysis when I'm sitting here in the computer looking at the charts. Okay, we got quite a good turnout today. So if you have any questions, please put it in the chat function, or put up your hand, unmute yourself, and then ask that question. We have Chinwei there. Chinwei, give us a wave. We've got Kenneth in his very nice library in his house. Give us a wave. We've got Daniel, looking amazing as always. And we've got Jonathan. He looks like he's on a first class seat on an aeroplane right now, flying off somewhere. All right, so these guys are all there, ready to help and do summaries in the chats, and also to give you, answer your questions, and also to highlight to me if there's any questions that I should be answering. All right, so let's get started. Today we're talking about the Euro. I will bring up the Euro chart. Now, give me a thumbs up if you can see my Euro chart. Awesome. Let me just adjust some stuff around. Okay, so again, when I start looking at the Euro charts, because I'm putting this for both investors and also for traders, I'm looking at a slightly higher time frame than I'm usually used to, or I usually tell my students to. I start off here at the day one, the daily time frame, where we get quite a good overview of the markets. At this point, we were looking at the Euro now. It's gone through a lot of volatility. It is sitting at about 10947, so about 10950 level. I still believe that at this point, it is inside a range. Inside that range, it's in that resistance or in that resistance level where it's at that point deciding whether it's going to go higher or whether it's going to go lower. We're looking for triggers at this point, right? So if it does break above that level, we could see it go, we could see it go higher towards 1.117, looking at the economics, looking at the fundamentals and the basis of the overall how Euro should be moving, I actually do look, I have a bias that I think it should be turning back down, coming back off this resistance, testing that resistance, coming back off it and down towards the 106 level, 1.06 level. So it is at a decision point right now, right? We need it to break more significantly before we can decide what it's going to do. but at this point, what's likely to drive the euro higher is a weaker US dollar, right? There's really not much going on for the euro apart to push it higher apart from a weaker US dollar. And what's going to result in a weaker US dollar is not just the virus numbers itself, but the impact of the virus in terms of inflation, in terms of GDP, in terms of employment numbers. Those are all the things that is going to start being released out into the market, the data being start released out, and then you see a weaker US dollar, which is possibly going to push the, if it does push the euro higher up. Alternatively, the way we could see the euro dropping lower is if we see, bad news from the euro, if we see slightly not as terrible news coming from the US, right? So a slight positive sentiment, we could see the euro coming back down as well, or we see that the markets being, the stock market being heavily affected, the US stock market being heavily affected, we could see the euro coming back down as well, right? So that is the, let me just move that a bit. That is my longer term view of the euro in terms of the daily time frame. For the traders in us, we're going to be looking at more the shorter time frame, especially in the H4. So at this point, I also want to highlight that last week on Tuesday, when we spoke about the euro, was exactly at this point. It was in a consolidation, moving across. The idea was still that they are likely to be at that point, whether it's going to go higher or lower. It actually did move exactly as we expected. All right, so it didn't break lower, so it went higher. That was quite a good trade. You'll be risking about 60, 70 pips to be making about 70 pips as well. This trade played out quite well. What you will also notice on this small time frame is it's really been sitting at this level, right? I'll draw that level again. It's really been sitting at this level and it has not done anything, right? Since it's gone to my level of 109, it hasn't really done anything. So if you have been actively trading the euro since it went up, you're probably going to be regretting it a bit, because since it's gone up, it's really been sitting quite stagely at that level. So something to be aware of. At this point, a lot of our traders have sent me feedback telling me that they want to trade more, but the market hasn't been super conducive to be firing out too many trades. You even see in our signal channel as well, the number of trades are not significant, because we're really, we don't want to be firing out too many trades. We want to be looking for the high quality, high probability trades. So at this point now, with the euro sitting at this level, we had those lines on the daily time frame. I actually would rather wait for it to break this level. I'll draw this level again. Break this level significantly before I could see it going up to this level. So I'll take that line away. Right, take that line away first. If it breaks above, this would be a nice trade, right? If it goes, we got a good 80, 90 pip stop loss and a good 200, maybe 180, 200 pip take profit. So it could resemble this move, right? It could resemble this move here, because it's starting to look quite similar. If it does break above that level, it could resemble a move that we saw at the end of March, right? So that could be a possibility there, which is something that I'm looking towards. But as I mentioned earlier, my bias is still, if it does break lower, I kind of prefer selling the euro down, risking about 90 to try and make 180. So both trades ideas are still very valid. Try and maintain a level of flexibility when you are trading. So especially in these times with high volatility, you want to be looking to say, hey, if it's going higher, can I do shorter term trades? Can I try and accumulate my trades and make my profits trading it up hitting that resistance again before coming back down. So take note that's a good resistance level before it could come back down. Or if it does break down from here, can I sell it down all the way? All right, so that's the euro on the H4 as well. I want to pay some attention to what happens in the news, in the side of the news, other triggers that might move the euro. I haven't been looking at the chat. Do we have any questions so far? Nope, everyone's still happy. Okay. Can you see my Forex factory right now? Thumbs up if you can. Okay, good, good. Okay, Tommy, I see your question about why you buyers. I'll come back to that later. Right, so today we're looking at the news in terms, or today and onwards, we're looking at the news in terms of what could move the US dollar weaker or stronger, and what could move the euro weaker or stronger. Today, right now, nothing much probably going to happen. There's a G7 meetings, but I don't expect too much to come out from that point. On Wednesday, we do have US retail sales numbers. So remember that I was telling you how the virus numbers, not just the number of people being affected, but or the number of people being who passed away because of the virus, but the data coming out from that in terms of the economic data, right? So as we mentioned yesterday, retail sales numbers for the US was minus 0.5%, expected to be minus 8%, right? Core retail sales was minus 0.4%, expected to be minus 5%. What I do believe, my point of view is that we're probably going to see even worse numbers than minus 5 and minus 8%. Right? I would not be surprised if we saw worse numbers than that. And that could actually be one of the triggers that pushes the US dollar to be weaker, and in that case, push Euro US higher. So by that, we will see over tomorrow evening at 8:30. Okay. Apart from that, we got CAD news happening on Wednesday night. We'll look at that on Friday for the CAD. Aussie on Thursday, nothing here, nothing on the euro. So in terms of the euro, no significant news, right? There's no euro specific news that is likely to be pushing the prices from euro higher or lower. What we actually see is the likelihood that it will be a US data that's going to drive the euro prices higher, right? So coming back to my charts, okay, thumbs up again, Kim Hong, if you can see my chart. Awesome. Okay, so coming back to this, my longer term bias, let me try and change the color of this line. My longer term, I suck at choosing colors. Let's choose a terrible color there. Okay, that's my longer term bias is still a downward move, but looking at the economics, looking at the likelihood of what could happen, the shorter to medium term bias possibility is that it could go higher, right? So Tommy's question, I'll bring up the chat again. Tommy's question is, why am I biased? My bias is really because of what I see as a possibility in terms of the news, in terms of previous news, in terms of what could be happening. So using that, I form a bit of a bias, or instead of saying bias, even if it's a watch list, even if it's what am I tended towards, I'm looking for, if I'm sitting there, I'm waiting. You need to be aware of what you're waiting for, right? You cannot be waiting to buy or to sell, or to buy and to sell. I'm sitting there, I'm waiting to buy. So I'm identifying opportunities that I can get into to buy. Does that make sense to you, Tommy? Have I lost him? Okay. So any other questions at this point? Done. We've done. So should we consider buy for short to medium term? Hosun asks, should we consider to buy for a short to medium term? Okay, this is I need to start with a disclaimer. This I'm going to put a big sign that says a disclaimer. This is not advisory. Do your own analysis. I'm not going to be responsible for all your trades. But with that disclaimer there, what I would say is at this point, I would not be looking for significant trades in the euro for today. I think it might move up. It might move up, but probably not significantly. I think that it might move up more tomorrow when the US news comes out. So given what happens in the US news, it's most likely going to lead to me looking to buy in the short and medium term. All right, Hosun? So in a very roundabout way, I have tried to answer your question. Okay. Any other questions on the euro at this point? If you're happy, give me a thumbs up. If you can't, if you're at work, give me a smile. All right, awesome. So we move on to the euro pound. Okay, euro pound last week. Looking at the daily chart again, last week, all I said was, hey, euro pound has been sitting at this support level of 0.8725, and it's not going to do anything. Right? There's too many factors in terms of the euro. In terms of the pound, it's sitting there at a support level. It's relatively strong support level. Do I think it's going to break? It could, but something needs to happen at that level. So it has still, after 1 week, it's still sitting at the same place. All right. After 1 week, it's still sitting at the same point. At this level now, do I believe that it's going to drop lower or higher? I will tell you that we have no idea, right? We have no idea, because what's likely to happen, we see that the euro could go up. If the euro goes up, will the euro pound go higher? Probably, but that also depends on what happens to the pound as well. We should be talking about tomorrow at 11 o'clock, right? So euro pound at this point, it's really still been sitting at this level, at this support level. It's got no real clear direction. It's really not a pair that I am focusing a lot on at this point in time. In a smaller time frame now, it's been sitting at that level. It looks like it's trying to break lower. I will not be sitting there trying to forecast what's likely to happen, because for it to break lower, there needs to be something quite significant to happen, especially in the euro. For it to bounce higher, I think that the pound needs to come crashing down quite strongly. So euro pound, I would advise most people, most traders, especially, to avoid that pair for the time being. Sounds good? Happy? A few nods of the head. Okay, so let me take you towards, wait, let me see how I do this. The Traders Club again. A lot of you came in from the Traders Club. You've been on the web, on the Telegram channels as well. Okay, wait, let me just try. I've got a new feature that I'm trying to run. Let me just see how we do this. That's terrible. Give me a moment. I want to try something. You're all my guinea pigs at this moment. Okay, so I have a poll added in. Find a way to get into the poll. You might see a poll being posted up. Where did you know about this webinar from? Facebook, Telegram, Traders Club, or from your friends? I had to click launch, sorry. So I click the launch button. You are viewing the polls. Click and add. Tell me where you're coming from, and then I'll be quite happy to trigger more towards that point. Okay. So that poll is up. Just clicking away. Quite a number of you are coming in from Telegram. Quite a few from Traders Club. Who is from France? That's awesome. Okay, so while a lot of you are coming in from Telegram and some friends have referred you into this, I want to share with you also what we do here at the Traders Club, because we got quite a few of you from Traders Club. So can you see the Traders Club we have here? Thumbs up. Kenneth, can you see Traders Club? Yes, good. So I don't know where has Daniel gone. Daniel is there. Okay, so Daniel, Kenneth, Junwei, Jonathan, we're all quite active in this Traders Club where, you know, it's a private club where we share a lot about trade ideas. You know, Currency Core is there. Daniel fires out trade signals. You get your trade signals in Telegram as well. I'm sure a lot of you are receiving those trade signals in Telegram, but in the Traders Club, we post the trade signals and also give the analysis of why we've entered the trade. So the step-by-step analysis of why we've entered the trade, an update of when to get out of a trade, you know, when to secure your profits, right? Or when to hold on for more profits. So if you when to get out at TP1, TP2, TP3, that's a common question a lot of people have been asking us, when to get out. You know, we're putting it in the Traders Club, telling you TP2, why you should get out, or TP1 to hold it or not. I'm updating charts. Our Zoom calls are there. Yesterday, we had a full-on trading question and answer where everyone was posting up in the comment section their questions, and then I was answering them. You can check out yesterday's video where I answered all of these questions there. You know, so you get a chance to ask a lot of the questions, more detailed questions. I'll get into more details there. That's our weekly live call that we do every Monday. So only Traders Club, people in the Traders Club gets the weekly live calls immediately. Everyone else gets the weekly live call 1 week later, right? So a lot of information, a lot of guidance. You know, we write our daily blog, and then with that daily blog, we also post up what are our watch pairs, what are we looking to do, looking to buy or sell different currency pairs, because the blog really just gives you all the information. It's really translating the information into something that you can use, something that's going to be beneficial to your trade as well. Okay, so if you're interested in joining the Traders Club, go and search for us at the Traders, search for us at LCMS Traders Club, and then we can get you into this group as well. Okay, right now, what I want to be focusing on is the chat. I want to know a lot of, I want to hear from you and see whether you've got more questions for me in terms of the euro pound, things we've been talking about today. Any questions? Or are you all happy? Have I done a fantastic job at explaining the charts that you're all super happy with what we have already? Euro yen, I will be talking about when I talk about the yen pairs, because we have the US yen, the euro yen, and the pound yen. We'll be talking about all of that with the yen pairs. So you have to come back on Thursday. You want to know about the euro yen. Euro yen did exactly as we spoke about last week. The charts were there. It went along the lines as we expected. So you have to come back. I've got so much to tell you about the euro yen. Anyone else? Right. So we've got quite a good turnout today. I'm also looking for your help. What I'll be doing is this will be up on YouTube pretty much immediately. So if you can also help me, share and talk about this, share this video, I will be really appreciative. We have somebody raised up his hand. You got a question?
Hi.
Hi.
What are the charges for joining the trading group on, I think it's LCMS trading group on Facebook?
Oh, okay. So yep, let me just answer. So the LCMS Traders Club is, correct me if I'm wrong, Chinwei, give me eye contact right now. It's $49 a month or $199 for one whole year. So obviously, sign up for the whole year because it's $199 for the whole year.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
No worries. Any other questions? That's a really cool feature. You could put up your hand and then I will pick on you and you can ask the questions. Anyone else? Is the Traders Club for anyone to join? Yes, it is for anyone with a positive mindset, right? And I don't want people coming to Traders Club throwing negativity around, being a naysayer. You're coming in. Traders Club is really there for everyone to be learning together, trading together, sharing trade ideas. It's a fantastic place for us to guide you, for our coaches and to guide you through your trading journey. So yes, for anyone with a positive attitude. Yep, one more hand.
Hi, sorry, one more question.
No worries.
So where do I get the link to join the group or make the payment?
Okay. Chinwei, can you help me with that? I'll get Chinwei to put the link into the chat and you can join from there and Chinwei will reach out to you.
Thank you.
All right. So Andrew, that answers your question as well. In terms of the fees. It's $49 a month or $199 for a year. I would choose $199 for a year. Any other questions? All right. So if not, I will call an end to this webinar here. Please join me for tomorrow's webinar at 11 a.m. as well. One thing I think you can better prepare yourself for this webinar will be to think of some questions that you might have. Put it in the chat while I'm discussing it with you. Tomorrow we'll be looking at the pound. So look through the pound chart, have any questions, have any trade ideas, made any mistakes in pound. I'll be quite happy to answer those questions for you as well. So I think that would enhance your experience on this webinar that way. All right. So I thank you all for attending. I hope to see you all tomorrow. We'll be here. So we'll see you then. In the meantime, trade safe, take care, stay at home. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.